نحن جينا بإرادتنا نعرض علينا هالجوب واخذناه وكنا كثير محمسين عليه وبعدنا محمسين، واذا فيها تنعاد بكل صيفيه ما عندنا مشكله.
Over the past 2 days, our society has been pushed to the brink of a total breakdown as rioters went on a rampage in residential neighborhoods and university campuses. Mass mob wreaked havoc in different universities. In the most alarming incident, rioters threw chairs and traffic cones from a footbridge onto the moving vehicles underneath near to the University of Hong Kong. The chairs dropped from the bridge, hit the feet of an innocent motorbike driver. It's clearly a murderous act that could have killed the poor innocent driver. This shows rioters' violence is not only reckless, but also random. Anyone could have been the next victim without any prior warning. In the Chinese University of Hong Kong, bows and arrows were seen while petrol bombs and bricks were thrown at police officers. Using such offensive weapons to launch attack can be compared to murder. In Polytechnic University, mass rioters dropped objects like bricks from heights on the footbridge and built barricades with trash leaving the area in a gridlock. We are very alarmed by the trend that more and more young students are participating in these rioting acts. Indeed, yesterday, out of the 287 arrested people, 187 were students. This is over 60%. No civilized society can tolerate these dangerous level of violence, regardless of political motive or causes. We appeal to every member of the public to do whatever it takes to end violence right now.
This big guy here is Jim Shore. He's made of resin, but the originals are made to look like carved wood.
Yeah.
So they make them from a mold. They're all hand painted. They come in a range of prices and sizes.
So Jim Shore is the, oh, okay.
He's the artist.
He's
just actually on a signing tour in Europe right now. So he's, universally beloved. A lot of people know his work. We also carry some other products by him that we're going to look at in a little bit.
Okay.
Nod at the traditions of Canada. Like, why is that controversial?
You want to ask me, and the big thing is, I should have said, if I had come through, if I had been smart and protected myself, I should have said everybody should be wearing a poppy.
Yeah,
like I went down.
I'm dumbfounded that this government won't release the report about Russian influence, because every person who votes in this country deserves to see that report before your election happens. That should be an absolute condition, because there is no doubt. We know it in our country. We have seen it in Europe. We have seen it here, that Russia in particular is determined to try to shape the politics of Western democracies, not to our benefit, but to theirs.
The laws have changed. Hemp has THC in it, so you're going to get positive results. Vermont PD told FedEx this is 100% legal. Either you return it back to the farm or ship it to the receiver, or leave it here and they'll come pick it up. The farm will come pick it up. FedEx turned it in again to the NYPD without letting them know it was cleared. I decided to call my farm right away, and I also called the precinct right away. And I spoke to the officer, Greenwich, and I said, "How you doing, sir?" Very respectful. "I understand the laws are changing and it's a little confusing. All our paperwork is in order. Feel free to open up the box and check our paperwork." The farm spoke with Greenwich, with the officer there, and sent them more paperwork through emails. Greenwich called me back and told me, "How you doing, sir? We're just investigating the paperwork, and once we're done, you can come pick it up." Greenwich called me back first of all and said, "All your paperwork's in order. We apologize." And I told him, "I'm sorry for the mistake. I know the laws are changing. I'm going to send my brother in to come pick it up." He was adamant about trying to get me to come pick up, but I told him I just got out of surgery. He said, "We need all your licenses." I said, "All the licenses are on the boxes. Everything's legit." He said, "All right, no problem. Get here before 7 o'clock. I told him, "No problem. I'm going to send my older brother, Ronan Levy." They just didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to understand that it was legal. They didn't want to hear that there were paperwork in there, or even contact the farm. They just ignored all that. As far as telling them that it was legal, I don't know. I guess they didn't want to understand or listen to me. It was legal, and yeah, I got arrested for something that was illegal. They put me in a cell, and I stayed there for 33 hours. I think it's super important for law enforcement to get educated on this, right? They almost destroyed his life because of this. They have to look at the paperwork. They have to make phone calls to the Department of Agriculture if they don't know what it is. I think every state needs more education. This is not the only, this didn't happen to us only. It's happening a lot. The laws have changed. Hemp has THC in it, so you're going to get positive results if you're going to test with those field test kits. I think that we need to use better test kits, and officers need to just educate themselves just a little better.
And what do you think now about the Islamic State?
For me, it was a mistake. For me, it was I watched too much propaganda. I fell into their tricks,
What are their tricks?
They had good propaganda.
And now everybody here, they know the truth of ISIS. They know they are big liars. They're making use of Islam. They're making use of our religion to just put on the ground they just want to make control of the land.
Hello. You admit you joined the Islamic State? You joined Daesh?
I was within the Islamic State, living under the Islamic State. Yeah.
At your own choice?
Yeah.
What do you think of Daesh, of the Islamic State now?
Well, now it's over. They've done a lot of mistakes, and
they cut people's heads off in Raqqa.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Were you involved with that?
No, not at all.
What do you think the British government should do for you now?
Well, I think the international community and the British government should actually, look at the situation we're in now, and actually look that we actually gave ourselves in to actually, change the situation we were in. And as
you didn't give yourselves in. You fought to the end in Baghouz.
No. The guys that actually fought, the soldiers, are not here anyway. I told you, I condemn all the oppression and the crimes they done. Yeah.
Like what?
Like the beheadings of civilians and the killings of people and the mass graves they done.
Now, the problem the British government is going to have is frankly, is believing that you do condemn all that. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I actually condemn these stuff.
So you'd like to go back to London?
Yeah. We've been here for the last 9 months with a fractured skull. I've not received good medical care, you know. And I would love to go back to my family, go back to what I used to do back home. You know?
What did you used to do?
I'm a graduate of economics in Westminster University.
çeteyi kubideri kesnik arıraki. Yani abana gerku der Kevin hazırın ki ve Bombay gibi tepinecek.
Fort McMurray doesn't even look as good as the surface of the moon. And it's the extent of it that's really striking. It's huge. It's huge.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. This is Houston. Say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem.
Few places in the world are more infuriating than the tar sands oil region of Alberta, Canada. Canada's evergreen forests, known as Earth's northern lungs because of their enormous oxygen production, have been leveled across thousands of acres, replaced with men and machinery intent on getting to that oily sand that lies beneath the trees. So far, about 300 square miles of forest have been stripped away, but the remaining oil sands deposits stretch across more than 54,000 square miles, a region almost as big as Florida. If tar sands development continues unabated, it could ultimately emit more carbon than the USA and China have in their entire histories combined.